Tracy Nelson here with Christian Adventures in Outdoor Education. Thanks for joining me, and I thought we'd do something pretty cool today on this adventure. I'm out collecting herbs. I've been digging some ginseng. I've dug some Indian cucumbers. Just enjoying the day, just out, like I said, scouting around a little bit for deer season. And I came upon this nice specimen of American beech tree. And usually your beech trees are going to grow somewhere, most time close to a water source. This one is growing right here where there's two springs right here. There's one to my right and one to my left. And so a beech tree has a simple leaf. All right, it's got teeth, little teeth on it, and actually has a little spine there coming off of it. It has a smooth, light gray to whitish bark on it. And it produces a beech nut. If you ever had beech nut chewing gum, at one time I guess it was made out of that, probably not now, or beech nut chewing tobacco. So the beech nut is a hard mast, and it's a really flavorful nut. And you have to take that nut like that, and that's the outer part of the nut, the beech nut, and you have to get that meat out of there. And the meat it's got a funny shape to it. That's what it's got. It's like triangular. See that? That's your beech nut. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to collect enough of these, and I'm going to show you how to process these and make a nice, flavorful hot drink similar to coffee. Okay? It makes a nice, like I said, a nice hot drink. And if you maybe you didn't have coffee, you can roast these, and that's what we'll do. We'll roast them, and then I'll grind them up, and then we'll take that and make us a nice cup of hot beech nut coffee, and we'll do that. If you can see the ground where I'm at, there are literally thousands of beech nuts that have fallen down here. And if you're a hunter, let me just tell you, especially if you like to hunt squirrels, you can sit under a beech nut tree and probably kill you a limit of squirrels, because they'll run through the acorns to get to the beech nuts. Turkeys also love beech nuts. Bears love beech nuts. I mean, about everything likes a beech nut. It's just a good flavorful. A lot of birds will eat the beech nuts. So I'm gonna pick me up some, and we're gonna roast them, and we're gonna make us a nice cup of coffee. So I believe I have enough. I'm gonna take this back, and like I said, I'm gonna roast. I gotta get these nuts out. Get that nut out of there, and roast it up, and then grind it up. And there. By the way, there's deer tracks everywhere under this beech tree. There's evidence that squirrels have been here, and I wouldn't be surprised if a bear or two had been here, and turkeys too. I don't see any turkey scratching, but turkeys love beech nuts. So this will be an awesome place to hunt early in the fall. This is what we're after. I think a bear has been in here getting all the good grapes. So what I'll do is I'm going to be riding and looking and walking and looking for more wild grapes. I'm going to collect these, gather a bunch of these, and I'll show you how to make some different stuff out of them. One of the simplest things you can do is just make some fresh squeezed muscadine juice. It's very helpful, healthy I should say, and tastes really good. This whole vine here is a muscadine vine, and there's another. When they get to be that real purple color, dark purple, then they're really ready. There's a couple more. Fresh muscadines are really hard to beat. Sorry, I got a mouthful of them right now. Alright, I'm going to collect me some of these for some muscadine juice. Today we're kind of we're connecting the dots, and I've got a lot going on here in the kitchen of our school. I thought I'd just go ahead and film everything I had going on, just because maybe you've never participated in anything like canning or harvesting something out in the wild and then processed it and then used it. Okay, so that, as you know by now, I'm really big into going out into the world of creation, enjoying, you know, what adventure I'm on, whether it's fishing or hunting or digging herbs or picking fruit. And I really enjoy the whole process of taking stuff from God's creation that He's given us, okay, because He loves us and is concerned about His creation, and He shows that love. One way He shows that love is through providing what we need in creation. So today I've got several things going on. Alright, so I showed you a video where I found some wild grapes, and this is a bag. It's about 5 pounds of wild grapes that I'm going to process and show you how to do that and make some just some natural grape juice out of those wild grapes, muscadines. And remember, I talked about using scientific names, and so Vitis, V-I-T-I-S, is the genus for the wild grapes, and there's several different species of wild grapes that you can collect. But I'm going to put this in a pan with about a quart of water, and I'm going to heat that up, and I'm going to soften so that these wild grapes, I'm going to heat this up so these wild grapes can get soft, and it'll be easier for me to squeeze them and to get the juice out of that. That's one thing I have going on. And then over here, what you see, I've got some jalapeno peppers that I grew in my garden, and I'm going to slice these up, kind of like you buy in the store when you buy them in slices. All right, I'm going to slice these up, and I'm going to can them. And here's my canning lids, my jars. I've got wide mouth jars and then regular mouth jars. And then I have some white vinegar that I used for the canning process, and I'll have that going on today. And also, I don't know if you can see right here, this is, if you'll recall the video on picking the beech nuts. Here's the beech nuts that have been roasted, and I roasted them in the oven on 425 for 12 minutes, and they got this nice coffee bean. Now, what I wanted to do was to show you how I would grind them in this nice old-fashioned coffee grinder. But the gears and stuff it's been used so much that there's not much left, and it doesn't do a fine grind. So I'm gonna have to cheat and just use one of these electric grinders to get me the consistency of the coffee grounds that I want out of those beech nuts. So that's the 3 things I have going on, and I'll walk you and I'll take you through the process, and just hang in here with me. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these jalapenos up into slices. So I'm going to process everything out like that. Okay, so I'm going to do that with all these. I don't have a lot of peppers today. I probably only have enough for maybe a quart, but I try to harvest every one I can, and then I'll put those up for the winter time, for the future, and they'll last. I mean, I have some that are 4 or 5 years old right now. Okay, so that's one of the processes I'm going to do. Next thing, I'll show you my setup over here. On the stove, I have water heating to sterilize my jars and my lids. I've got my muscadines, and the muscadines heating up, And right here, I'm going to use this. I'm going to put some clean water in here, and I'm fixing to grind those beech nuts. All right, let's see how that turned out. Okay, look how fine that is. Now what I'm going to do, it smells good too. I'm going to have enough water to boil this up like they used to make coffee when they put it in the pan and just boil the grounds. Okay, and that's kind of what my whole process. And what I'll do is I'll strain that out through a strainer. All right, so that's what I've got going on, and I'll show you the next step after I get these jalapenos cut up. And after I get the grapes heated up where they're easy to get the juice out, and we'll see how things turn out. All right, thanks for joining me. You know, maybe you're new to canning, and I'm not an expert canner, like I'm not an expert at anything, but I've been canning peppers for a long time. Canning stuff, basically pickling, I guess you'd say. Doing stuff like pickles with cucumbers and peppers is easy if you're using vinegar, because the vinegar is a preservative, so they're going to stay well. So here's what I have. I only had 1 quart today of peppers, but I'm fixing to take a trip, so I didn't want those to go bad. So I've put them in this jar. This is a wide mouth quart-sized jar. And I'm simply just going to fill it up to right there where the neck is, where the little lip is. I'm going to fill it up with this white vinegar. Okay, and now make sure my lid is clean or my lid of my jar before I put this lid on. I'm not going to screw it down real tight, and then swing over here. I've got my hot water bath canner, and the thing with the canning is this water, or this stuff hadn't been heated up, and my water is just now starting to heat up, so I can ease this in there. If I put something, if I put this cold liquid into a boiling water bath, a hot water bath, I could break my jar. So I don't want to do that. So I'll just ease this one in there, and of course I need to add some water to that. Now, I have my lid. I'll put my lid on, and once that starts boiling and doing what it's supposed to do, then I'll do it for about only 10 or 12 minutes. Then I'll take it out and put it on I usually put it on some kind of cloth, and then you can hear it when it seals. There's a distinct sound. It'll go ding, where that lid, I guess the internal pressure, the vacuum of what's been created there draws that lid in, and it seals. So that's that part of it. Pretty easy.